Hey, it's Aaron. Today I'm standing in front of a 2021 Jeep Gladiator. This is in the Rubicon package with the diesel engine. I'm kind of standing next to it, not really in front of it, right? You get the point. Let's talk about it. So this Jeep is in firecracker red. That's a $300 option, about $295, something like that. Totally worth it. This is a great color. Also the turbo diesel. So this is a 3-liter 6-cylinder turbo diesel engine. Boosts your fuel economy to 27 on the highway, which is unheard of for any Jeep, Wrangler, or Gladiator with the Rubicon and with this kind of off-road cred. Now, I will say I have not seen that 27 miles a gallon. To drive out to where I'm at now, I had to go on the freeway for about 40 miles. And that 40 miles driving, just going off the computer, I did not do a fuel test at the pump. Just going off the computer for that 40 miles, I did not get that kind of mileage at all. I was getting more like 24. Now, we have a little bit of crosswind. You can probably hear that wind right now. And also, this is very high altitude. I'm at 6,400 feet. In fact, right now, I'm standing at about 6,700 feet. But most of that highway trip is somewhere around the 6,000 foot mark up here in Wyoming. So I will say that with the Rubicon package and these big aggressive tires, you're probably not going to see that 27 miles a gallon it's rated for. That is more like what you would get in street tires in one of the other packages like the Sport or something else. But still, breaking 20 miles a gallon in a Jeep Rubicon is nuts. This particular one also has a few add-ons to go with that. So besides the red paint and besides the turbo diesel, it's also got the tow package, the rear axle change. So it's a 363, I think, on the rear axle for towing. Also has just a handful of other things changed on the inside, options here, there, and the other. I'll show you Monroney and we can talk about what's on it. Hopefully through that camera, you can see that the roof is off of it right now. So you see I took those two panels out. I just set them in the back seat because they'll fit right in front of the back seats. You could also put them in the bed because, of course, it is a truck. I put them back there so they don't slide around. If I put them in the bed, I would want to tie them down so they don't get scratched up and banged up sliding around back there. That Freedom top right there is a little bit expensive, but totally worth it. Although, I think if I were speccing this, I would actually go for the full convertible top, the cloth top. It's a very nice, thick cloth, and it goes all the way back. And like this one, it still comes all the way off. So if you want to take the entire top off this one, you take out, I believe it's 6 bolts and lift it off. If you want to do the convertible top, if you want to take that off, I think it's 4 or 5 bolts because you don't have these 2 top bolts up here. You just have the ones in the back. The doors, of course, all come off because Jeep. Also, the windshield folds down. You can see where it receives here for that. So you undo the bolts and you can drop the windshield down. Just all the stuff you expect. Now, in the past, having driven the Gladiator, I have stripped all that stuff off. I'll show you some photos and video I did with my kids where we were up in this very place right where I am right now, bouncing around in one of these. It was white, not red. I prefer the red, by the way. The other stuff you get, just because it's a Rubicon package, includes this right here, which is a big beefy bumper. It is made to receive a worn winch. So if you want to add a winch, it's a Jeep option. They put it on via Mopar, so you can do it at the dealer or you can spec it when you order one. It also includes the back bumpers, and then the Rubicon package, of course, has these more aggressive tires, more reach. It has the disconnecting sway bar, etc., etc. It has all the off-road goodies you could possibly want. This is an off-road beast. Now, it is not really comparable to a Wrangler because the Wrangler, of course, can do more off-road than this can, especially in the 2-door Wrangler, just because your wheelbase is smaller and you have a much better breakover. This, however, is relatively comparable to the Wrangler Unlimited, to the 4-door Wrangler, but you still have a little bit better in that Wrangler just because it is, again, a slightly smaller wheelbase, has a better breakover. But this does match for approach and departure angles, so you're good there. Also, this has, of course, this diesel engine, which out here climbing in these hills a little bit, this has been a real grunter. It's really good. I like it a lot. You also have all the benefits of a mid-sized truck. This has best towing in the class, and with the diesel, I think it might even be better, but I'm not sure. I believe the towing is actually up to the framing in this, not the power of the engine. Regardless, the coils that are in this are directly adapted from the Ram 1500, which is a very capable pickup truck, and you've got lots of capability with this. Jeep spent a lot of time when they designed this Gladiator. They spent a lot of time with the Ram Trucks team to make sure that this was a truck. So it has all the capabilities of a truck. You can get a max tow package to improve your towing so you can tow even more. But as it is, I believe that this is set to tow something like 7,500 pounds. If you go up, you get even more. This just has tons of capability as a really awesome looking truck. What else can I say? Of course, it drives like a Jeep. I do have to point that out. So on the highway, on the freeway, this is not the best thing in the world. It's not horrible, though. They have improved a lot of things, mainly by just tuning the suspension slightly so that it's not quite as squishy on the highway as it used to be, because Wranglers especially have never been known for being good at that. This rides really well also just because it has a longer wheelbase, which helps spread it a little bit and gives it less of a sway and stuff like that, which you'll have in a Wrangler with big beefy tires like this. So beautiful, beautiful rig. I really like the Gladiator. It is by far my favorite truck on the market, so I'm totally biased. But I mean, look at it. Look at this thing. It's freaking awesome. All right, that's all I got. This has been Aaron, standing in front of, next to, around, whatever, the 2021 Jeep Gladiator in the Rubicon package with the diesel engine. Talk to you again soon.